This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena you get a very special treat. It is the last day of the Mythic season, with the Mythic season ending in just a few hours. I'm currently ranked outside of the top 1200, and we're going to try to change that. If you are ranked in the top 1200 at the end of a season, then you get invited to some special tournaments that are on Arena. Mythic Invitational qualifiers. If you win the qualifiers, you go to a Mythic Invitational. I'm not absolutely convinced that I'm going to try to win the qualifier, because that involves playing best of 3. It's a very large time commitment. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. I'm not a big best of 3 fan, but I'd like to have the option. You know what I mean? So, plus, you know, it's kind of a goal. A lot of people really get into it. So I'm going to try to make a run at the top 1200 for your entertainment today. So that is going to be what we're doing. And we're going to do that with fires, Jeskai fires. But before I do, some of you probably noticed this search YouTube for Alias V up here in the bar. And I'll tell you what that's all about before we introduce the Fires of Invention deck. So on Twitch stream the other day, Alias and I had a showdown where we both battled with some pretty cool tricolor decks from Ikoria to see what happens. If you don't know Alias V, she is a commentator for the main Magic channel. She is a very good Twitch streamer. She's she actually commentates for everybody, Channel Fireball, E-League TV. So she's really well known in that space. And she's also got a YouTube channel with 17,000 subscribers that you can go check out as well. And her Twitch shows do very well also. So she's a quality content creator, definitely a hard worker. I don't know many people who make the time and have the output that she does. I struggle to keep up with that myself. But this is just us warming up for our games, and then we're going to play them. And you will be able to see the action on her channel. I'm not uploading it to my channel because I'm a dum-dum. I messed up my sound. Go figure, right? CGB messing up his own audio. But do go over to Alias V's channel. I'm going to make sure that there's a link in the comments, the description. But in case you can't find either of those things, search for Alias V on YouTube and you will find her channel, and you will be able to find her versus me, CGB, in some really good, we both ran some pretty interesting decks. There's one there that might have been too good that I didn't expect. It's a Jeskai Whirlwind of Thought deck. You'll want to check that out. So if you want to go see me versus Alias V, then go check it out. All right, and then now to finish the Fires introduction. You know Fires. You've seen this deck. There's not a lot to say other than Karuga just made this deck insane, because normally they have to worry about 3 things: hitting your land, casting a Fires of Invention, and having something big and awesome to play after you cast Fires. Karuga said, you know what? We'll just take care of number 3. Now, as long as you get Fires and maybe a permanent or 2, like a Bone Crusher Giant, you know? Just anything, a Teferi that you use to minus, you can play Karuga, draw a bunch of cards. It'll probably get you to your Kenrith and your Cavalier Flame. Ta-da. So, not a lot to say. Narset added a little bit of removal and some needed life gain for the deck, because Rakdos Lurus is incredibly good at damaging you, so is the Obosh version. And Narset is also pretty good at just high-kicking some planeswalkers and such out of your way. I decided to add one piece of CGB spice that I'm testing out. That is the Mythos of Vidrock. So the idea is 5 damage divided any way you choose can help sweep the board against aggressive decks. But if you spend the full Jeskai, the blue, white, red, then those creatures can't block, and if you hit a planeswalker, it can't use its ability. So the idea is you hit a bunch of creatures and maybe a planeswalker with this, then you attack them. Since they can't block, you get this free attack with one of your creatures, and the next turn you can play more creatures and attack for lethal, or maybe just the free block. Like, that might just be enough on its own to finish the job. So we're trying out a Mythos. I have a sideboard Excuse me. I have a sideboard, but we're playing best of one. I included it for those of you who want to try hard and go into best of three mode, which you're more than welcome to do. I'm trying to remember when I play a spiky deck to have some sideboard options for you guys who really like that. Grafdigger's Cage is good against various meta decks, especially Lurrus and Gyruda, although that's kind of missing now. Mystical Dispute, you know where to play it when they have blue spells, and you need to counter them. Legion Warboss, if you need to be more aggressive, if they're a controlling style strategy where your Deafening Clarion isn't doing you any good, bring in Warboss. Flame Sweep, you know where you need this, when you need more Deafening Clarions. And Elspeth Conquers Death for the big haymaker battles, the mirror, the other control matchups, things like that. So there you go. I think that's a good enough introduction. Now, wish me luck as we attempt to go from about 1,500 into the top 1,200, playing in the final minutes, the tension-filled final hours of the season. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of content, and I'll see you in the games. Hour 38 to go. Double Sphinx. Hype. Against Lurrus. Submit. Double Fires. Well, we definitely need a Fires and a Cav and a land. So, let's go. Where is it at? Perfect. And is right there the right spot? I guess if we play it on turn 5, we get the Scry. Yeah, that's good. It would be funny if I kept all that stuff on top, then just cracked the Fabled Passage. Just assert dominance. Fox, the Cycler. Let's just get it dead. Savvy opponents will get some damage in, all holding up cycling abilities, and then I won't be able to target it with Bone Crusher Giant. Like, if I do those, cycle twice in response. Right, Valiant Rescuer, take on the Bone Crusher Giant. They have to be pretty aggressive in this matchup because Zenith Flare is a bit of a problem, but the Rescuer is going to make some 1/1s, which is going to make it tough. So they'll cycle here and make a 1/1 block the Giant. That's not good. So we need to find Kenrith. Let's go grab the Black Source in case we do find Kenrith. But yeah, Kenrith is now goal. Also getting in that flying damage. But yeah, no point in attacking. They'll either block with the 1/1 or they'll trade. And if we wait, we might also get to draw some cards with Karuga. Alright. Cycling deck is doing the thing. Deafening Clarion would also be nice. Just for the lifelink, really. Okay, they're doing all this main phase cycling. That's kind of weird considering that they have a Valiant Rescuer, but as long as they have one for next turn, I guess it's fine. Double Cavalier of Flame? Is that good? I don't feel like it can be tremendously bad, but I do think I want something more. I want Kenrith and I want Clarion. So let's scry and see what we find. Nope. Alright, let's Cavalier Flame. Actually, if we do this one first, we get 3 cards, we might be able to wheel them and go even deeper with the Cavalier. So come on out, Karuga. Okay. I'm feeling like I made a good choice there. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Narset gains life a little. Deafening Clarion's here. Alright, let's activate this ability. And again. But we have to play defensively here. Like, if we attack into the 1/1s and allow these to hit us, then we're just dead to Zenith Flare. And we don't want their cycling cards in the graveyard potentially either because of Zenith Flare. So this is Sphinx over the top. And then next turn, hopefully Deafening Clarion will make things a lot better for us. But yeah, we have to be a lot more defensive than it looks like we should be against the cycling deck. Cycles go for blood. Mana is open for the flare, but the cycling cards in graveyard aren't lethal. So they're going to keep cycling. Alright. Play another Stinger. Okay, this Clarion is going to be decisive. Unfortunately, our Bone Crusher Giant has to die. I mean, I may as well keep a second one, to be honest. Just thinking about this. I do have 3 red sources here. Let's go get a blue, I guess. Zero. Lifelink. 3 damage. One more cycle. And out of there. Yep. What is our opponent on? Luris? Yep. I think this is good. We just need land, right? Land and maybe a Clarion, but mostly land. Land I have. So we don't need all the tapped land. We have quite a few tapped lands here, to be honest. So let's keep these. I definitely want the passage, so I'll just make sure I draw that now. Then my scry matters. Triome. This is cycling as well. So whatever they play on turn 2 is a good Bone Crusher target, but I'm not going to be able to play the Giant on turn 3, so I think I just play this now, but I already know I want what's on top. Then I guess I just shock here. Opponent is impatient. They gotta make that top 1200. They are You're Going Me on turn 2. And you could say I deserve it if you want to. But honestly, I think that thinking through these things does matter. Teferi, not very good against the cycling deck. Deafening Clarion, Kenrith the Returned King. The cards that keep the cycling deck from completely running us over. That's what we're looking for. 2 tap lands is pretty rough for them. I guess we could draw Mythos. Mythos is almost better than reanimating anything right now. It's definitely better than reanimating anything right now. Here is my Sphinx. I wonder if I'm supposed to block if the Fox attacks. They can probably make it big enough, but at the expense of doing nothing else with their turn other than making a big Fox. I'm really not sure. Not sure if I'm supposed to take a block here. As I stressed in the last game, you have to play more defensively than you think you should. A block here could stunt their development because they can't play another 2-drop, which they really want to do. Then I untap, hit them for like 15. And then they have a Fox and some cycling and nothing else. I guess they could have the Zenith Flare, but yeah, they are moving. They are moving in. Are they just dead though? If they attack? 6, 10, 15. Yeah, they're just dead. Just turn 5 OTK. Easy mode. I'll keep that. 'Cause why not? Man, is it nice to have a Karuga. Nothing like a good Karuga, man. What a companion. Just always there for you. Alright, don't skip the attack step and we're fine. With 5 life points to spare. Crazy. That's the high rolling we need to do. That's the high rolling that gets you into Mythic at the end of the season. Yep. We need a white source. I am confident Sphinx will provide a white source. Or not. Huh. Am I putting it all away? I think I'll draw the... I think I draw the Cav, and then I try to scry to the white source. I think the Cav is the important card here. And we'll play the tap land so that the scry matters next turn. Of course, once we hit fires, we don't need the white source anymore. Mana doesn't matter. Bone Crusher, I can play that next turn, and then fires the next turn, rather than worry about the white source. But I do still need a land. Let's just scry it away. I might end up doing nothing next turn, but I'd rather make sure the turns after that are epic. Yep, here we go. Good old butcher time. Give him the Grixis look. Leave him a little confused. The basic swamp coming to haunt me. They've got the oven, of course, but do they have the cat? Would you like to add to your board? Brutal. I wonder if Narset belongs. Yeah, there's life gain there. Let's drop off the Sphinx. We did find the land. It's a lot of damage, though. They didn't sack anything to oven. Down to 10. Ouch. Ouch. How do we do anything here? So I'm thinking about Cavalier Narset, just Narset gaining life. Attacking here gets a nice punch in, but doesn't seem to achieve much. Let's see what we cycle this land into. Into a land. Narset gaining life can make Karuga better for next turn. I think that's pretty good. We could also try to kill the robber with a minus, but I don't like it.
I prefer a peaceful resolution. I'll fight if I must. Breathe in. Exhale.
No point in attacking. Cavalier thwarted by Cat Oven. Getting cards out of hand might also make it awkward for the robber to steal something. The opponent would have to play 2 cards out of their hand. Wow. It's a very hasty deck you got there. I need another Deafening Clarion. Alright, they're not stealing anything. 4 goes to 5. They could sack something and still play Cruxa this turn. But I think we're supposed to avoid the damage if we can. Okay, my turn. Love it. Island. Let's see what we see. Our opponent can still cat oven for a block. So even if I somehow cobble together a lot of damage here, it probably won't be good enough. Alright, Cavalier Flame. Really use like a Deafening Clarion, but those are all my spells. There's Kenrith. Narset could try to kill something. I think I'm just better off gaining life, to be honest.
Let me help you practice.
I could attack with 2 creatures, but the opponent, they have Luris, they have hasty things. If I live through the turn, I should be able to win. So, I'm just going to play this land. I'm going to say go. There's no point in just having them do the cat oven cycle to stop one attacker, and I don't want to attack with 2 because Luris can bring back another hasty attacker, or they, you know, they definitely play a ton of haste. So I want 2 blockers minimum, and 3 is fine because they can attack with cat too. They can also do stuff like claim their own Cruxa. Ooh, another oven. But I think that's okay. This is where Luris not having access to Mayhem Devil is really tough for them. Alright, we have the Kenrith. We have the Narset. The trample from Kenrith should be more than enough. Yep, that'll do it. So the last bit of the puzzle is I was going to discard a card to the Narset just to get rid of the Luris so that there was no lifelink. Yeah, we need a white source, but we have Fires and Sphinx, so we don't mulligan it away. They're on Luris as well. Everybody trying to get that sweet aggro. So we need a white source, we'd like a Cavalier. And a Clarion wouldn't be bad. Giant is fine. Narset has proven itself with the life gain to be pretty good here. Maybe I just keep all of this. Maybe we just keep all of this. I guess I should have stacked it a little differently in case of a Robber of the Rich. I want this scry to matter, so I'm going to do it later. So I'm going to play this now. Red source identified. Cauldron familiar located. The party is on. So I can kill the Gutter Bones, which I think is best. Do we wait? See what the opponent plays? I think so. I know they can just get it back, but that's mana intensive, and it prevents 2 damage, and damage is what this matchup is about. Them trying to nickel and dime us to death. And it looks like that's going to be the play. They're being careful because of Clarion. Pretty happy to launch a Teferi and set back their Gutter Bones again. And if they attack the Teferi, whatever. Found our Cavalier. Now we need our Clarion or our Kenrith. Yeah, look at him going face. Love it. Love it. More cats. Alright. Another fires.
Don't worry, I got this.
So we could avoid paying 2 life and play a Bone Crusher Giant here, since pretty much what's happening is we're putting a blocker in the way either way with either Sphinx or fires. We could also play Narset and just gain the life. The thing about playing Bone Crusher here that's bad, and it's very bad, is claim the Firstborn. So I'm not doing that. And I think that Sphinx is still the right play. It's a difficult card to get out of the way. We'll see if the opponent has removal for it. They have Priest. Priest is a scary one. There's Claim. Okay, this is going to be really tough. They're at 22. So one-shotting them with Cav here, that ain't gonna happen. So we'll need a blocker. We also need to kill the Priest. Like, the Priest can just eliminate a blocker. But we're not dead yet. Clarion? No Clarion. So let's start with Land Scry. No. Let's Cavalier cycle everything but a Narset, I think. We could also play this, Karuga, draw 2 cards. If we know we're going to play a Narset, let's just play Karuga and draw 3 cards. But then we can't play the Clarion this turn if we draw it. Alright, then in that case, we'll Karuga first, Narset second. They look at the same amount of cards, and this keeps the Cavalier in our back pocket. Kenrith. Yeah, baby. So we have 5 life. Do we also want to attack our opponent? We may as well. They're probably going to figure out how to make us sacrifice things. And we make them figure out if they can do 10. Alright. See if they can do it. I'm very scared. Very, very scared. I see they can get me to 2. Can they finish the job? And should I have just held up my blockers? I assumed they would have found a way to interfere with both of them somehow. They've got the cards in hand. They've got Call the Death Dweller for 2 cats! Oh my god. Well played. Well played. If I had held back a blocker. Why do I do this? It's a good-ish hand if we find a fires. We're on the draw. We're up against another frickin' Luris. But they're on the moles. Doesn't matter. They have this bonus card in their opening hand that just says, you know, if I run out of awesome stuff to do, I'll win the game. It's fine. Mulligans mean nothing. They open on a plains. That's a little fresh. It's cycling. It's cycling once again. Alright, so we don't see any fires. Let's keep this just so we have turn 1 tapped land. And we get another scry. Bone Crusher. Whatever they play, this will be good against it. They always have this 2-drop creature that needs to die or that runs away with the game. Alright, do they have another threat? Right now they don't have the mana right for Lurrus. They have to find another plains even. Cycle, cycle. So, we could play Teferi. Let's be assertive. Let's be assertive while they struggle. Hello, Lurrus. No? Maybe. They have filled the graveyard adequately. The Zenith Flare is looking charming, so we need that life gain. Lurrus is here. Alright, Lurrus. I can kill you, I can bounce you. Next turn with a land, Lurrus could play Valiant Rescuer. Does Lurrus want to trade with my Bone Crusher Giant? I don't think I even want to make that trade. Either way, it's my whole turn. May as well use the Teferi. It's an expensive card.
I am not going to sit this one out. I'll protect you.
Alright, let's scry for those fires. Come on now. Alright, not yet. Not yet. 16. Next turn we can Bone Crush and play a Bone Crush. So it's a more mana efficient turn than our last one, if they replay the Lurrus. We can also Cavalier cycle all this nonsense. Try to find the real stuff. There are 3 lands on the bottom. I don't want to shuffle very much, but since every point of damage can matter against Zenith Flare, I might have to. And the opponent is doing a great job building a graveyard for Zenith Flare. We can play the fires, but we can't.
I've got it.
What we really need to do is get a lot deeper in the deck, so I guess I'm playing Cavalier here, even though I can't haste it. I don't have to play fires either. I could just play another creature, but I think I just need to get deep. We need to find Deafening Clarion. We need to find life gain. Alright, Kenrith is pretty good. The opponent can't flare me out for 20 in one turn, so Kenrith can gain a lot of life back. Next turn is probably Karuga Kenrith. Probably. And try to have enough mana to gain 10 life. Now the opponent goes for Lurrus. They're not going to play Zenith Flare this turn. Yep, Rescuer can make a blocker. There's the land we wanted. So let's start with Kenny. Play Karuga. Give me a nice hand. There is a Deafening Clarion.
Here we go.
Alright, the opponent will definitely have to block, so we may as well force the blocks. So Lurrus takes you to 15. They didn't cycle with Rescuer. That should be enough. Unless I'm missing something that they can do with the 1 mana. Yep, that'll do. That will do. I can't get that unlucky again, can I? The person at number 50 is playing. We're on the play. We have a Sphinx this time. They're playing Yorion. Pretty sure that I might get the treatment if they draw like the Yorion decks I've been facing. So let's keep the Scrylands. We're not going to draw this one, then we draw it, then we draw a Scryland. We may as well scry the other one to the bottom. We just end up scrying it to the bottom anyway. Do we want double white? I don't think so. So we'll do this. Fires. Well, what do you have? Omen of the Sea. Some people have started bouncing Omen of the Sea in these spots because of the Yorion, which is, it's like a free card later. But I don't like that too much. It gives them something to do with their mana if they don't have it already. I don't think they'll get rid of this, so we'll plus it. We can always minus it next turn. Let's try to find fires. Golden Egg. Maybe I am supposed to bounce these toys. Now it's 2 cards from Yorion. It is a war of mana, after all. Magic has turned into a war of mana. Cards? Everybody has cards. Mana. Mana's trickier. Let's do it. Alright, we did not draw fires. Here's Sphinxy boy. How great do you think their 80 card deck is at drawing what it needs? They have a Teferi of their own. It's pretty good. Pretty good. We can do a Bone Crusher thing next turn to get rid of it. Okay, you marked your end step. Oh, you have to discard. That's what's going on. Just trying to think of why they would ever do that with a Teferi in play. The answer is they're fine. All right. We get black here. I think we'll just get another red. A long way off from needing that, and I still have another Fabled Passage. Stomp that.
We will meet again.
Cast that. Yorion can be a 4/5 and draw a card, but if we had let this sit on the battlefield, it would draw 2 cards for free now. Narset. Narset plus. Huh. Casket. Rude. We can bounce that, give ourselves back our giant, make the opponent cast the casket again. The Narset's on 5. 5 is a lot. This is a pretty key turn, I think. I don't know if I can get rid of Narset. I don't think I can. I don't have a way to give haste. I could draw into one. Like, if I drew into a Kenrith here, it would be pretty amazing. So maybe I'm supposed to go for that. Take the high variance play. Nope. Wasn't there. Play Sphinx and Brazen Borrow the Narset, I guess? Such a war of mana. We're also trying to finish a turn with a lot of permanents on the board so that Karuga can draw, refill our hand. Our opponent might have something like a Shatter the Sky. Narset returns, Narset minuses. Narset's gonna have to kill something. Discards Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Wow. This will let a stomp from this Bone Crusher Giant take Narset out. Here's Glass Casket. Bone Crusher Giant, reabsorbed again. Another Bone Crusher Giant. Huh. We could play a Karuga that draws no cards. That sounds horrible. I hate it. Let's never do that. This part I'm pretty sure about. This part I know I want.
I misjudged our communication.
So a Flash Speed Borrower might be better. Our opponent might play Yorion. We'd have to bounce it. That doesn't seem great. What are we doing with the other 2 mana? I guess we can Bone Crush something and play Borrower. And we have enough blue and red for that. They might have a Mystical Dispute. That would be a problem. I think they're more likely to have Deafening Clarion. Let's see, they can go for Omen. If they go for Omen and Yorion, that's a good draw too. But I guess we set up our Karuga and it's sort of even. I think they have another Elspeth Conquers Death, or they wouldn't have thrown one away. They would have just played it, I think. We're definitely behind. We need to draw Kenrith and Cavalier to flip the tempo, because right now we're so reactionary. Alright, they're going for fires. This must be the Croaky's deck. It tries to use Luca and Yorion to get Agent of Treachery, so maybe they have Agent right here, right now. No, we're just going in for an Omen of the Sea. Making Yorion better and better. 2 to the bottom. Draw. And we're done here. So do I want to stomp face to have another Bone Crusher available? I don't think I do. I mean, we've seen that it can pick at Narset, which seems to be a pretty big deal to our opponent. Fires of our own. Well, we can play this and play the Karuga. We can also play Teferi and play the Karuga. Teferi bouncing fires, making the opponent try to set up their Agent of Treachery again, which I think I like better. See if the opponent is holding Absorb. No? So we don't want to bounce this until after we do our things in case they do still have a counterspell for some reason. No, the Teferi stays on the battlefield. Never mind. We can do it now.
Don't worry, I got this.
And we draw into Kenrith. Next turn, I suppose. Playing it now, we can't play Fires and Kenrith. It would be our 3rd spell. We got value from Karuga. We got to punch in with the Borrower. Our opponent, it's time for their big turn. You know, they can play Fires. Then they can play Agent, blinking the then they can play Yorion, blinking the fires. But they don't have the mana to do that and cast Agent. If it's a Luca Agent deck, which, you know, the new Croaky's list, maybe I'll show it in the near future. It's a weird Jeskai, Fires, Luca, Agent of Treachery build. Fires returns. Yorion comes down, blinks the fires, but there's not enough mana to Agent. Gets them a ton of value, and they still have 4 mana to do something else. What will it be? Casket for the Borrower. Seems good. I need a Cavalier Flame. Although I don't have fires down, so that can't be lethal. Alright. This is pretty epic. Cards, cards, cards. Endless cards. We will have enough to play Kenrith and Fires and reanimate something, but not enough to give it haste as well. When it rains fires, it pours fires.
No, I am not making this up.
I do think we have to get the Fires on the field, and I do think we have to play the Kenrith. So that's pretty aggressive. What if I just play the Kenrith and a Bone Crusher Giant and give them haste? Take 10 points out of the opponent? How would I finish the job? That's the problem. How would I actually finish the job? I don't know that I would. I do think Agent of Treachery is about to steal Kenrith, but they might not have it. I guess Kenrith getting back Karuga is best. So let's attack with Karuga. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. Alright. Takes it. late fires from us, but here's the return king. And end the turn. But now, if the opponent, if their deck is doing what it should, they should be able to victimize us. Bye-bye to Fairy.
I really should have seen that coming.
Yeah. Alright, to Fairy. Could be worse. Are they going to blink the Yorion?
You'll thank me later.
That's pretty epic. Pretty epic. They play it for free. They get to exile the fires and do all the tricky stuff. Don't forget the golden eggs are food. They can gain 3 life each. So the nice little draw 3 plus you unlock all your mana for the turn and you reset your Teferi.
This is hardly my worst.
Yeah, this is a heck of a lock. I love it. I very much want to do it myself. Narset. Okay.
I know 88 ways to defeat you. Pick one. I have just the trick for this.
No. Not that. Anything but that. Target the fires, 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 target the fires. Please target the fires. They are. Give me a chance. Come on. Give me a chance. Kenrith gives me a chance. Otherwise, I have to top deck a Cavalier. They target the fires. Unbelievable. Soul Guide Lantern, we have to do this now before they activate it. Get me the Sphinx. $14. I can do this. I know I can.
Now what?
I know I can do this. They didn't leave any mana up for the food, so if they block here, they take 9 right now. This is 10, 11, then 15 when I play it and give it haste. All I have to do is tap carefully. All I have to do is tap carefully. It's another creature, but Bone Crushers are better. It shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't matter. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 for trample. Stomp yo face. And they see the writing on the wall. And that's that. Haha! New top finish. Yeah. No, wait. 191 was my top finish. Oh, brutal. Brutal. 17 minutes. Looking for an actual top finish. No guts, no glory. An actual peak season. Let's do it. We go first. We have fires. We have Sphinx. Our opponent is on Luris, the enemy of the day. How appropriate. We're looking for Clarions. We're looking for Kenriths. And Cavalier of Flame would be nice. We need at least 2 more lands to really complete what we want to do. So, let's see what happens. The opponent with a mulligan. Looking at this hand. Time is of the essence for them. They're at 1400. You might want to scoop and get another game. There's a Clarion. There is a Kenrith. This is freaking written in the stars. Alright, we will need to top deck a land. I have faith in us to be able to do that. They might have Robber of the Rich, so I'm just thinking about the ordering. Swamp. Hateful Eidolon. Is that worth a Brazen Borrowing? I don't think it's worth a 2 life for a Brazen Borrowing. Not with a Clarion on the way. Rixmati. Discard a card, draw a card. Scorpion to the bin. They're not feeling the Scorpion. Alright, I'm feeling Clarion into Sphinx. Into Fire Sphinx. Hanging on to Borrower. Borrower is best early, but it's not very good against this deck at all. Would you like to attack? Your opponent's thinking about it. I could try to hold out for a juicier Clarion, because what are they going to do? They're just going to play more little critters. But then I don't get the Sphinx on the board that turn. And I think I do want my Sphinx on the board. But yeah, we could just hold for a bigger Clarion at some point. Okay, I like it. I've talked myself into bigger Clarion. And using Brazen Borrower this turn on something. Not sure what. The most expensive thing. They don't have an Oven Cat, like one of those really great starts. So I'm not afraid yet. They go for the Luris. Let's send it back. I still don't think Clarion there is the play. Let's go get another red source. Play the Fires. Play the Sphinx. See if the opponent can deal. We're probably not blocking with it. Mire's Grasp is clearly what they're going to play if they play Hateful Eidolon. So we don't want that. And we definitely want this to scry for land. Because if we hit land number 5, boom. Another Reveler. Oh yeah. You can feel it, can't you? They discard an Oven? Mad lad. They have another one. They just don't have a cat, so they haven't played it yet. They don't see a use for it. They don't even attack. Not even to bluff. Not even bluffing the deadweight. Another Kenrith? Nope. We need land. It's there. What's the best way to wrap this thing up? Play a Kenrith, play a Deafening Clarion. That would be so brutal. How could it be wrong? We could try to wait one more turn, but I think this is it. Into the tank. What do I do? How do I get out of this one? Trample Haste. I think it's worth it. We could draw a card instead of attacking with Kenrith, but this is definitely worth it. Nice. I mean... it's Fires, man. It's Fires. You might want to go grab another game. There's not much time left in the season. If you're gonna top 1200, you better go get another game. You'll need at least 2. 1 if you're lucky, though. Maybe it's not over. Maybe they can find a way. They have Act of Treason. Okay, I will gain 5. They do get to Oven the Kenrith. If they had shocked that, they could have hit me for 5, but they decided... Oh, it has haste anyway. Forget I said that. Forget I said that. Act of Treason gains haste. Kenrith goes in the Oven. Another land to the bottom. Draw. When you got it, guys. When you got it, you just got it. What is it? It's not 69, but I'll take it. With how much time to go? 9 minutes. I think we'll call that a wrap. We did it! We managed to have enough decent games to not bomb out of the top 1200 completely, and it looks like we're going to lock in a qualification for the Mythic Championship qualifier, which, if I find a deck I want to play enough in best of 3, and I have that day mostly off, it's usually a Saturday, yeah, we'll see. I might compete. Let me know. Let me know in comments. Should I play in it? What should I play? Let me know what I should play, and if I should play. And if you want to see that, should it be on YouTube? Should it be on Twitch? I don't know. But anyway, this was an epic roller coaster of ups and downs. There's actually going to be a good number of outtakes. I played for about 2 hours. I pulled mostly the final hour. There were 3 games in the middle that had audio issues, so you will not be seeing those. The outtakes will be on Patreon for the people who really, really, really want to see absolutely everything. But yeah, a lot of highs and lows in this one. I started the day really badly, a lot of misplays, but we focused up and we finished strong. Fires is a really good deck. If you care about rank and you want to climb, it's a good deck to play. Knowing some of the matchups like Jeskai cycling and when to be aggressive and when not to makes a big difference. Same thing with Rakdos, where I tend to be too aggressive, quite honestly, because I'm always thinking I have to end the game or they will eventually drain me out. I can't gain enough life every turn to keep up with them. But yeah, it would be a lot better if I played more conservatively in some of my games against Lurrus. But overall, I think the Lurrus matchup is good. I know the mono-red matchup is good. I know the Fire's Mirror is about who's on the play, who's on the draw. And I know that the Yorion matchups are really tough. And if they have a good draw, you're in huge trouble. If they have a bad draw, you can take it. So, the Mythos of Vadric. I don't think this is good. It was a fun little test. I think that there's one spot where you should always add a little spice to your Fires deck, because there are a lot of options. God Eternal Oketra comes to mind, but I don't think the Mythos is necessary. So, whatever spice you want to put in your Fires deck, this is the spot for it. 28 lands. If you're boring, just add the 29th, because God, all you have to do now is find Fires and hit land. Am I right? But I do think it's fine. All right. So with that in mind, that's going to bring us to the end of the video with one more reminder. For the love of the Lord, you are going to want to run over to Alias V's channel to check out all the action from our epic Twitch stream challenge. So make sure you go down, click the link that I should have in the description, that I should have in the comments by now, and go check out her channel, watch the video. It'll be the one with me doing an awkward, cringy AF fight pose on the front. So yeah, if you want to see that, if you want a little more CGB today, her video, please head over there, show some love, show some support, hit like, leave comments, let her know CGB sent ya. In fact, send the CGB army. I would say, if it were Twitch, I'd say spam Godzilla emotes at her. So instead, just say that you're from CGB's channel, put that in her comments, blow it up, take over, assert dominance. All right, so with that in mind, also, if there's any other Twitch people out there who do YouTube videos but also do Twitch streaming, and they would like to battle me on Twitch, I'm looking to do more collabs on Twitch to make that show more engaging. So if you know of someone who you want me to battle, leave that in the comments. And if you are someone who is a content creator and you'd like to battle on Twitch, let me know in the comments. All right, thank you for watching this video and this epic Mythic run. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.